My little red light and my little green light are on. So, am I going live in the Facebook group? Let me have a look. I always double check using my phone. Does anybody else do that? Let me have a look. Yes, there we go. I am live. So, let me just going to give it mine. Actually, let me change my glasses so that if you do leave posts, comments, I can actually read them. So I've got these glasses. So these ones are varifocals that I wear all the time, but the varifocals are very difficult when I'm trying to read on my laptop. So swap glasses. I did used to have them on a chain, but my lovely little chain broke. I need to get round to changing that. Oh, the joys of aging, right? But you know me, that's all part of the beautiful uniqueness that is us when we get to midlife, right? We've had some lovely new members joining the Facebook group. Hi, welcome. I try and go live, underline try. I try and go live every week to do these videos, to just give you 30 minutes where we're just breathing together, and I just show you a little bit of what I do with my clients on a one-to-one basis, and excitingly what I will be doing with those incredible women that have signed up for my Wise Woman's Breathwork Temple. So it's going to be a group dynamic, and I'll be able to tailor the breathing techniques to suit those women in the group. So these sessions, as I said, are just taster sessions. I try and keep them to 30 minutes or less. Shh, existing members, don't tell them I quite frequently go over that. They are staying in the group, so I do have quite a few already recorded that you can go back and have a watch. I try and cover different aspects of the breathing techniques. In my training, I was taught that there are kind of three pillars, three branches to breath work. You have the functional breath work. So that's kind of the stuff I use to help my client who always asthmatic, used an inhaler from when she was a child. And the techniques I've taught her and the breath work she's done over the last year means that she can't remember the last time she actually had to pick up her inhaler. Okay, so that's what functional breathing does. It makes your breathing more efficient, how it's supposed to be, how we're all supposed to be. I won't go into why. But then, so that's one trunk, one branch of the breathwork tree. The other branch is all to do with mind-body connection, just giving us that moment of peace, what I call the sacred pause, where we're just focused on what we're doing. Our ancient great grandmothers would be able to do that, when they were out in the fields, sowing, harvesting, when they were in their homes kneading the bread. It's something that allows you the time to focus inwards and concentrate on what you're doing. So there's a mind-body connection where you can get your mind, your brain, your beautiful, unique brain, to control what your body feels, how it reacts, the chemicals it releases through all the different nervous systems. So that's functional breath is branch one. Mind-body connection is another branch. And then the third branch, which I don't do in this group, it's more of the spiritual woo-ness. It can, particular breathing patterns can change your brainwave state. You know that, you've got your waking state, then you've got your daydreaming state, and then you've got your deep dreaming state. And that's the same sort of state that people who practice hypnosis can put you under. While the particular breathing patterns that I've learned can take you into that state as well. You can have out-of-body experiences. You can go back to past lives. It can get really woo, okay? But because of the dramatic change in your blood's pH levels and things, that's not something that I do in free sessions, because there are so many contraindications around those. And if you haven't read all the contraindications, at the top of this group there is my guide. There's my guides tab, and if you look in the guides tab, you will find I've done a little video about what contraindications are and why they're so important, and I've done a little PDF print off sheet that you can have a look at as well. Because as I said, certain breathing techniques change the chemistry in your body. They change the oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in your body, and they change your pH levels in your blood, and of course that then has physical effects. It has neurological effects, and we've got to keep you I was going to say safe. Sometimes you don't want to be safe. Sometimes you just want to put that toe out of your comfort zone so you can grow and expand, but in a secure environment. Okay, so that's the health and safety bit and the little explanation out of the way. So what am I doing for you this evening? Today is all about breath and emotional balance. Well, not necessarily emotional balance, but emotional harmony, because we need to be grumpy on the odd occasion. We need to be bloody cross on the odd occasion. We can't be all zenned out all the time. I mean, how boring would that be, right? But, so this week's Taster Tuesday is all about exploring the breath and your emotions, and a way of using our breath to just gently regulate our emotions and find steadiness in the middle of life's ups and downs. Sometimes you need to get cross. You need that adrenaline to give you the boost to be able to say what you need to say in confrontations, but then you need to be able to calm yourself down again. Yeah, we don't want to be living in that heightened state all the time. So, as I said, emotions, they aren't good and they aren't bad. They're just simply energy moving through the body. But sometimes they can feel overwhelming. They can cause us to be irritable for no apparent reason. They can cause us to have sleepless nights. They can cause us to stop eating or overeating, But breathwork helps us to just create space, soften the edges a little bit, which then gives us that moment so that we can respond with more calm rather than just those heightened emotion knee-jerk reactions. Okay, so what we do in these sessions, we have 5 minutes of just breath awareness. So I need you to find just a comfortable position. Now, you can do that sitting in a chair like I am. You can be sat on your bed, sat on the sofa, sat on the floor. You can even be led down on the floor. When I'm doing these myself, as when somebody else is leading breathing, I like to lie down, because then I don't have to worry about my neck holding my head up. I'm just laying down flat. I don't have to support myself, the ground's supporting me. But, so as I'm chattering away, find somewhere that's comfortable for you. Maybe you want to adjust your seat. Maybe you want to put a cushion behind you. Perhaps make sure you've got a drink handy, because as members often tell me, you get quite dry when you're doing breathing. I mean, the mouth naturally re-lubricates itself, because that's the amazing magical bodies that we have. But having some water next to you is a good shout. Also, sometimes having a piece of paper and a pen, because when we give our minds a chance to just switch off and focus inwards, sometimes that's when your most amazing ideas come to us. How often have you been up in the shower or something, and that's when you've had these inspirations, because all you're thinking about is cleaning yourself. Yeah, you've cut out the rest of the hubbub, the noise that is going on. So just settle in where you are now. Perhaps you want to smoosh yourself into a position, move your legs around, make sure you get nice and comfortable. I'm just going to refresh my screen. I can't see any comments at the moment, so I will come back and read comments afterwards. Just going to get my stopwatch started so that I don't go over. But what I'd like you to do is have a think and assess how you're feeling at the moment. Kind of, what's the weather like in you at the moment? Do you feel bright and sunny? Do you feel a bit stormy? Rain clouds on the horizon? Perhaps you feel a bit, tempestuous? Oh, that's a good word. Hurricane season coming up? And perhaps it's just ready for a big old downpour. Have a think. Think, well, what are your emotions like at the moment? Because then at the end of the session, I'm going to ask you to reassess your emotions, and we'll see if there's a change. And hopefully you've got yourself nice and comfortable. I just want you to just bring your awareness to how you're breathing. I don't want you to change anything. This is just about you noticing. Notice where the breath is flowing today. Is it shallow or deep? Quick or slow? There's no judgment. This is just gentle awareness. And as you continue to breathe, you notice the air, the temperature as it's coming in. And perhaps you'll feel, as you're breathing out, the air's got a different temperature. And perhaps you can feel your tummy moving up and down as you're breathing in and out. And perhaps your chest, you notice your chest moving up and down. You may even notice your ribs moving out to the side as your lungs take in the air that it needs. And as we're noticing how our body is moving while we're breathing, you might want to notice if there's any tension anywhere, any niggles. I don't want you to do anything about them, just notice them. What feels tight? What feels soft? Notice your chest, belly, shoulders, perhaps your legs, ankles, feet, toes. Just want you to notice and become aware of that amazing body of yours. It's keeping you alive without you really having to think about it at all. So we're just taking these 3 minutes. Just be aware of the breath that comes in and out, and the body that allows us to live, and the movement that our breath causes. We've already been breathing together for 4 minutes, and you may have even begun to notice your breathing, your natural breathing pattern has just changed. Perhaps it's slowed from when we first started. As you've relaxed, got more and more comfortable. It doesn't matter if thoughts flit into your mind. Just notice them and then let them drift away. The same applies to any emotions that might be coming up for you at the moment. Just notice them, be aware of them. You don't need to change them. You can just let them float away. And any physical feelings in your body that you may notice. Perhaps your shoulders, your hips, your knees. You're just noticing, you're taking this time to just notice what your body is telling you. So that was our 5 minutes of just breath awareness to get us started. I'd like you to stay in the same position, just with your natural breathing. And what we're going to do together is something called coherent breathing. We're going to do about 10 minutes. Now, coherent breathing is one of the first techniques I was taught, and it's simply breathing in for a certain count and out for the same count. So it's balanced, a steady, equal rhythm. This pattern helps balance our nervous system. There's 2 sides to our nervous system. There's our parasympathetic nervous system that sends out all those lovely, calming, relaxing chemicals that floats around our bodies. And then there's the sympathetic nervous system that fires us up with, again, the chemicals that we need and the hormones we need to take action and get things done. But we want them to work in harmony, and we only want them flooding our systems at the at the at the appropriate times and in the appropriate situations. So this pattern helps to balance the nervous system, so it can ease stress while also lifting low mood, or if you're feeling a bit overstimulated, it can calm you down. Or if you're feeling too calm, it can help to bring up your focus again. Now I'm going to do a count of 4. So we're going to inhale gently through the nose for a count of 4, and then you're going to exhale softly again through your nose for a count of 4. We're going to do that a few times, and then we might try increasing it to a count of 5. So inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5. And you then might like to increase it for a count of 6. And then exhale for a count of 6. Or you may just like to stay with the count of 4. The point of these Taster Tuesdays is to find the techniques that help you and your body, your emotional state, in the place that you're at right now. So I'll start counting. I'm going to take a deep breath in now for me and exhale. We're going to start counting. Inhale gently through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 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 2, 3, 4. And we're imagining your breath as a beautiful calming wave. So now I'm going to try, well, I'll do a count for 5. Now feel free to join me in a 5 count or stick to the 4 count. You ready? So we'll inhale and sigh it out. And together, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how did that feel? We'll do a few more, but this time I'll do a count of 6. Now you may find that 5 was enough for you, and that gave you that lovely sense of harmony and balance. You may find that 4 was enough for you. So I want you to find the count that suits you. These are your techniques to keep in your toolbox for when you need them. If you'd like to try a 6 count, then follow me. We've got a few more minutes left. So you breathe in and sigh it out. And ready? Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how did that feel? Was that tricky? Did that feel uncomfortable? Was the 4 count easier? Did that get the response that you needed? So this isn't about perfection. It's about finding the rhythm that feels supportive for you. So I want you to return now to your natural breathing. And I want you just to notice, how do you feel now compared to when we began 28 minutes ago? Which emotions feel softer and which feel clearer? Which of the counts felt best for you? Which did you enjoy the most? 4 count, 5 count? I want you to remember that balance doesn't always mean feeling the same all the time. I think it's a word that's branded about all too willy-nilly, really. Balance really means having tools to meet yourself with compassion, no matter what's moving through you. And I feel that breath is one of the simplest, and it's certainly one of the most powerful tools you'll ever carry, and you've got it with you all the time. So in my last minute, I would just like to remind you, if you'd like more of this, come on in to the Wise Woman's Breathwork Temple. I'd love to have you join. I am keeping the cohort small. It's only going to be eight women, and we're going to have more of these sessions, longer sessions, and we're actually going to pull together and get the breathing toolkit that you need in your life. It's going to be like a first aid kit for breathing, or with breathing, first aid kit, and you don't need special paraphernalia. It's just you and your lungs. Okay. Oh wow, I did well. 30 minutes. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, leave some comments if you're watching this on replay. Pop hashtag replay in the comments. Obviously Facebook will pop up and let me know that you've left a comment, and I will come back and answer any questions that you've got. Or if you don't want to be that open, I know we've got quite a few lurkers in the group, you can send me a little DM. Use Messenger and message me. That's fine. That's what I'm here for. Okay, I am your breathwork coach. I am your guide. Let me guide you. Okay, that's the title of a song, isn't it? Anyway, okay. Brain's gone off on all these tangents. Right then, I better go. I've got to cook dinner for my family. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Please reach out to me. Ask any questions you have about the techniques I showed you today, or about the Wessex Wise Woman Breathwork Temple, anything. I'm here, I'm a fairly open book. And thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.